At 72 Piotrkowska Street, there's the formidable building of Grand Hotel. We are now at the back of the building at the intersection of Traugutta and Hotelowa Streets. The hotel dates back to 1888, when it was founded. The year 1908 marks an important date in film history related to the site. It was then that a man named Benedikt Zarzycki started to run a movie theater there. The theater was called Teatr Modern, later renamed to Mirage and ultimately to Grand. It remained operational until World War II. Many film stars stayed at the Grand Hotel, including those who had been nominated for Oscars or even won them. Robin Williams and Kirk Douglas both had stayed at the Grand. Today, it may be of special interest to us that some of the shooting for Paweł Pawlikowski's Cold War took place at the Grand. In 2018, Cold War was nominated for Best International Film, Best Cinematography for Łukasz Żal, and Best Direction for Paweł Pawlikowski. You most probably can recall a scene in which Zula, played by Joanna Kulik, is performing a folk song, Two Hearts, Dwa Serduszka, with its characteristic refrain of Ojojoj in a jazzy arrangement in a Parisian club, Eclipse. In fact, she's performing it at the Grand, since it is here that the Parisian jazz club was artfully staged and designed. Some film trickery, an arranged stage, some lighting, and an elegant circular movement of the camera, and the viewer is suddenly transported to Paris, listening to a song that, for Zula, signifies the painful love for Victor, who stayed on the eastern side of the Iron Curtain. At the back of the Grand, at the very intersection of Traugutta and Hotelowa Streets, we can see the place where, in the film, Zula and Victor reconnect at a Parisian cafe called Le Balto. Thus, this Wood Street corner had successfully appeared as a Parisian one. I bet that as you were watching the scene in which Zula and Victor both tried to hide their true feelings for each other, you didn't think that they were anywhere else but in 1950s Paris. The director Paweł Pawlikowski's love of neon signs of the period, which I already mentioned at the first stop of our walk, is also evident in the scene I just discussed. In it, we can see not only the neon sign of the Le Balto Café, but also the multiple neon signs of the outside street. Quite close, at 21 Sienkiewicza Street, where Sienkiewicza meets Moniuszki Street, you can see a tenement house I'd like to point out to you in the context of our walk. It was at the attic of 21 Sienkiewicza Street where the Parisian loft of Victor in Cold War was arranged and shot. If you can recall the scene, the apartment shown in it exuded Parisian atmosphere, with real Paris rooftops visible behind the window, and yet it wasn't Paris at all. The loft was located here, and the Parisian landscape was added later on in the post-production process of the film. In the same building, the Polish consulate in the film was located. As you see, these few Łódź locations, combined with the talents of filmmakers, created some of the most memorable Parisian scenes imaginable. That's also what movie magic is all about.